My name is Tristan and I have hooked up with over 100 women, and in this video I'm going to tell you about the top 3 lessons that I've learned from those experiences. And to be honest with you, it's a lot more than 100 women, but I thought 100 women would be a good title for a YouTube video. So without further ado, let's break on into it. If you haven't been introduced to me before, my name is Tristan. I go by tristansocial. I teach people how to talk to people, basically. So I like to do cold approach, and if you want to become better at cold approach, watch my videos. Think about subscribing. So I have hooked up with over 100 women, and the number one lesson that I've learned from it is the chase is more satisfying than the fruit. And if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're thinking to yourself, I just need one more, all I got to do is one more, you know, if I just have one more sexual experience, XYZ, you're an addict. And maybe you didn't come to this video expecting to hear that, or maybe you're a young guy looking to hook up with 100 women. Just for the number of it, I'll tell you what happens. After you hook up with 100, nothing changes. Literally nothing changes. You just start looking for 101. So the chase is more valuable than the fruit. And what do I mean by that? You get the satisfaction out of the hunt. You want to chase after it. You want to just feel that drive, that passion of searching for validation from another person, from another hole, from another sexual experience. So after you get that 100, you think something magical happens, or it's the same type of experience. Like, oh, you think you're gonna get $10,000 and there's a magic wall that just opens up, and then your life completely changes. There's not that. You're still the same person. I think that's the biggest point that I want to come across with this lesson is you're still going to be the same person at 99 that you were at 101. There's no difference between that. You're going to still have the same driving factors. You're going to still have the same appetite. You're going to still have the same desires. So if you're a young guy looking to have that century mark, don't, basically. and that is going to bring up to my next point. It's really not worth it, and you're probably placating for something else. For me, it was feelings of inadequacy, and I think somewhere deep down, I think everybody is deep down. And like I said, these are just my viewpoints. You could completely disagree with them. You probably might completely disagree with them, especially if you're a woman. You're probably going to think this is the most grotesque thing that you came across in the last 7 years. But it's really not worth it, and you're probably placating for something else. It might be inadequacy. It might be feelings of loneliness. It might just be you're ignoring something else that you need to address inside of your life. I know sometimes for myself, it could be different things left or right, like if I'm not making content, or I'm not making money, or I'm drowning in credit card debt, I'll go run to sex. And instead of just attacking the things head on that are really bothering me in life, I'll go ahead and find workarounds and tell myself, oh, I just need to get laid. Oh, I just need to, bust a new body and I'll feel better. Okay, but you only feel better for a certain period of time. And then that feeling it's cyclical. It's literally like a cycle. You don't escape it. There's the trigger, there's the ritual, there's the feeling, and then there's the trigger again, and you keep on just going in this flywheel. So if you are a sex addict, or think you might be a sex addict, or you are well past the 100 point, or you're looking at 100 and you're thinking like, oh, I'm just not going to satisfy this appetite, I would recommend a men's group. Men's group has been absolutely pertinent for me in releasing shame and like feeling better internally. And when you release that shame and you talk about the things, then you can release the power from those things. I'll give you guys a background on me. In 2022, I became quote-unquote viral for talking about my attraction to trans women. And after that video went viral, it's so funny because the thing that I wanted to be famous. Like at some point in my life, I wanted to say, oh, I'm famous. And right now I have more fame than I've ever had before. Like if you come from my Instagram, I'm at the recording of this video, 559,000 followers. And fame is whack. Fame is not that cool, but that's not the point of this video here. What I was saying though is like I wanted to be famous, but I would have fears as a kid for my attraction to trans women to be revealed to the world. And the funny thing is that the thing that at the time that made me the most famous was the thing that I was afraid of. And what I like to think of is if you just go straight into your problems, they are no longer problems. They're only problems as long as you allow them to be problems. So you're probably coming to this video at this point like, dude, what is this dude talking about? Why can't this video hear this guy talk about hooking up with 100 women? I'll tell you right now, if you want to hook up with 100 women, I'll have another video on how to do that. This is just the lessons that I've learned from it. But it's really not worth it, and you're probably just running away from other problems that you're not addressing. I know that I was. And the third part that I want to give you guys this lesson is I wouldn't do it again, but I probably will do it again. And what I mean by that is, like I said, it's really not worth it hooking up with 100 women. There's maybe like 7 to 15 that I really remember and like, wow, that was an amazing experience. But I'm not going to, like, without the comparison, I wouldn't know. And it was like just a lot of empty sex. And what I mean by empty sex is you don't really want to hang out with the person afterwards, or you get that post-nut clarity, quote unquote. And it's like, what the heck am I doing? You look around the room after you ejaculate and you're like, what am I doing here? Who am I? And all these questions go to your mind, and then you get some separation from the event, and then you're like, wow, what am I doing? And then it happens again, and it's like that cyclical thing that I was talking about. But I wouldn't do it again, but I probably will do it again. And that just goes to show that, you know, habits, once they're dug in, they're really hard to break. They're really, really hard to break. You have to replace those habits with another habit. So I like having sex. I absolutely do. And if you're a young guy that likes having sex too, I don't mean to poo-poo on your parade. Go have fun. Do your thing. But just know that there's opportunity cost. You're either getting paid or you're getting laid, but when you're getting one, the other one's getting away. There's going to be a whole video that I have that's on how to hook up with 100 women. One of those things is become famous or get really good at cold approach like I did. And really, you just have to ask 1,000 times. But would I do it again? No. If I had to go back in time and had to tell myself something at 17 years old when, you know, I started really going on a tear, it's get on YouTube, start making videos like this. Please just start making videos. But if you're not going to do that, hey, it's hardly better than a drug addiction, I would say, but marginally, because, you know, you can only get STDs that will ruin your life instead of, you know, overdosing. So these are 3 lessons that I have learned from hooking up with over 100 women. I think women are amazing. I love women. I'm kind of anti-red pill at this point. I think there are a lot of good, valuable lessons that you can get from, you know, the red pill videos, but I think that the red pill community at large is just a bunch of guys that don't get women, that hate women. And they have that frustration inside of themselves. And I don't really like that, because I like girls. I think women are amazing. So if you're a young guy that wants to get better relationships, want to just understand the perspective of somebody that has really, you know, excelled in the sexual field, give me a follow, give me a subscribe. Maybe think about, you know, checking out the community that we have on Discord. I'd love to see you in there. It's almost 2,000 members at this point. Give me a follow on social media and reach out to me. I'll be happy to talk to you. So with that being said, if you're thinking about hooking up with over 100 women, just keep these lessons in mind. If you haven't, if you have, maybe you can reflect. With that being said, my name is Tristan. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I love you for watching. See you in the next video.